Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my Chanel. For those of you that might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan, and today we are doing a little bit kind of like a meshed style video, sort of like a work with me, what sold, but also a pack with me video. Essentially, it's a pack with me video, but I'm going to add in a few things first before we get to packing of the actual sales. I already have my labels printed and identified. All of the items are already written on the back with my bins, so they're ready to go. But before we get into packing the sales, we are going to go downstairs to my inventory room and tidy up a little bit, essentially do a reset for the week. It is currently 7:27 on Monday morning, and my inventory room is looking a little crazy. I was not great last week at keeping up with doing all of the things, making sure I kept everything organized, inventorying things that I was listing as I was listing them, all of that. So it's a little crazy down there, especially when you thrift for the majority of the week and bring home anywhere between 30 and 70 items a day. It can get a little bit overwhelming. So we're gonna do that so that my brain can function downstairs, like in that space. But don't worry, I won't make you watch me clean for 45 minutes. I will do probably a time lapse and maybe a voiceover if I want to tell you like exactly what I'm doing. We're going to also inventory some of the newly listed items, things that I listed last week. Also going to pull a few coats from my rolling rack downstairs and make sure, one, that they are still listed, and B, that they have the best SEO title and photos possible, because these are all things that have been listed or should have been listed since at least last fall winter time. So we're going to do that. Also going to pack up a THREDUP box or bag, package, whatever you want to call it, with some Plato's Closet rejects. And I think I have a few items that I purchased specifically with THREDUP in mind to sprinkle in there as well. And then we are going to get into packing what sold yesterday. And we're going to do this pack with me similar to a ship with me video, where I am going to read you my full SEO title so you can get a sense of the keywords and phrases that I might have used to help sell these items. I will also share with you what the item sold for, as well as what I will make after fees and my cost of goods. If you are new here, I do use NIFTY to list on Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Mercari. And today we are going to pack up sales from three of those platforms. So that's pretty exciting. It's been over a month now since Poshmark made the switch from priority to ground advantage, and I still am waiting on supplies. I told you I would do a pack with me when I received all of the supplies so I could show you them. I have not received a single additional supply aside from the ones I mentioned that I received, a week or two ago now at this point. I believe it's 2 sizes of boxes and one, I don't know if they call it a polymailer. I'm going to call it a polymailer, but I will tell you on the screen or downstairs when I'm showing you them exactly what each supply is called. I think they're like a GS, some sort of code, something like that, the style or item name for them, just so that you have an idea of exactly which ones I'm talking about as I'm showing you them. All right. Are you coming? Time to get to work. Hi friends. Okay, so I just watched back the hyperlapse, time-lapse clip that I made of cleaning. So beautiful down here now. And I unfortunately had a setting on somehow where a video stabilization setting where it was like essentially making the screen like wonky. It was like trying to focus. I don't know. So I'm going to try my best to cut it out and make it not do that in the editing portion, but hopefully I got a little bit of usable clips of that because my downstairs looks beautiful now. Anyway, we're going to go through and hold on, let me turn this light on so you can see. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to go through and put some stuff in this box here for THREDUP. I already have it kind of full with other Plato's Closet stuff, but I want to make it as full as I can before I send it off. So this is stuff that I brought to Plato's Closet yesterday in real time, and in my humble opinion, I mean, they bought 9 items from me. I got, what did I get? $49 for 9 items. So that's not terrible. That's not terrible, but my Hulkin was jam-packed full, and I am going to consolidate some of this stuff. I already went through it in the cleaning portion, so this is all the stuff that I am going to just send off to THREDUP instead of trying again at Plato's. I have a small handful of things in the pink Hulkin right there that I'm going to try one more time at Plato's before I send them to THREDUP, but these things I do think will do well on THREDUP, so I'm happy to just send them off. This is a little Free People extra cozy turtleneck shirt. Gonna send that. I'm surprised Plato's didn't take that. I'm surprised Plato's didn't take these Levi's, but perhaps it's because they are a slimmer looking style. I don't think these are a skinny. They're the 5'11" though. They're not a 501. Almost always, if I find 501s and they have no unintentional distressing, so like at the bottom of the hemline here, Plato's Closet buys them. 501 shorts and 501 jeans, men's and women's, but they passed on these, so we're going to send those off to THREDUP. This is a BB turtleneck. Also, I think a great THREDUP item. I think I might get a little bit extra because it's I don't know if I think they maybe call it a designer brand, and then they call like higher end stuff the luxury stuff. This is another Free People piece. This is a Free People beach, and it's got this like really interesting, I don't know, giraffe neck style. Obviously it's meant to be worn as like a cow neck, but they passed on this as well. That's not very surprising to me. They didn't say this is Free People Beach. Not surprising that they passed on it because of the style. I did purchase it though, thinking they might buy it for the brand, but I do think it will do well on THREDUP. This is a little Madewell long sleeve micro rib top. I don't know why Plato's passed on that. Next, these are J. Crew. Plato's probably passing them because they're J. Crew, and they might consider that an adult brand. Also, I think my buyer yesterday was like in a rush or didn't want to be at work, which I can't blame you, but that's why I think I didn't have a very successful Plato's run yesterday. This is an Aldo bag. Cute, and I'm going to put that in there. I do have one thing specifically that I purchased for them. Where is it? Oh, I have this bin over here as well. I don't know if you can read it from there. It says THREDUP on it. So this is just little odds and ends, things that I've either delisted from my inventory that don't fit Plato's categories, like vintage stuff, or things that might have some small flaws that either I'm going to send to THREDUP or that need to be donated. I typically just throw all of those in this one bin, the donation stuff and THREDUP stuff. But this I did find at the bins, and I purchased it for Plato's. Am I going to get that right? I purchased them for THREDUP. St. John. Little dress pants. So we'll see how these do. These are this, I would assume it's SoCal line by St. John. So I want to get those in this box as well. Those I did not try at Plato's. This is a Miss Me top. I also thought Plato's would buy it because it was Miss Me, but I feel like the style is a little off for Plato's Closet. I was also hoping they might see it as a baby doll style. They did not. This is a pair of Free People flare jeans. I have no idea why they would pass on these, but I think they will do well on THREDUP. Maybe it's because they're black denim. When I was looking at Plato's, it didn't seem like they had very many pairs of gray or black denim in any size in either men's or women's. So perhaps that's why they passed on those, because they're not selling black denim as well. This is a waif cozy knit sweater. I don't know why they passed on these either. It's cropped. It's super cozy. Okay. I think that will also do well on THREDUP. I can only fit a few more things in here. I'm going to have to put some stuff. Another pair of J. Crew jeans. These are the mid-rise 90s classic straight. Don't know why they passed on those. Again, probably just because of the brand. And then what else can I fit in here? Oh, these will fit. Okay. This is a little Free People knit tank top, probably out of season. However, they say they buy all the seasons all the time. I find that's not typically the case, but this is a little Free People, regular Free People too. Tank top for THREDUP now. And again, little, not a tank top. I was going to say a little tank top. This is a little sports bra from Fabletics. It's reversible. And I did present it to Plato's on the brown side, so with the Fabletics logo sticking out, and they passed on it. So we'll see if that does well on THREDUP. If they take it, we will see. What else can I fit in there? Sweet Jairus, little knit shorts. Plato's also passed on these, and I think the only reason they pass is because we are headed into winter and out of summer, and these are clearly a very summer item. Probably one more thing can fit in there. This is cute. This is like brand new without tags. Jack's girlfriend. Just a little plaid button up. It was oversized boyfriend fit, so I thought they would take that. They did not. Okay. We are going to pack up this THREDUP box, tape it up, and put the label on it. And then I'm going to go through the bins and pull all of my sales. And how I do that essentially usually is I put them out, the labels in alphabetical order by bin, and then I go through and pull them all. And while I'm doing that today, I'm going to put these little tabbies on the bins when I see ones that have space. And these literally, I just made them. They're pieces of, what are these? Post-its with packing tape around them so that they can stick to the bin, and they say space. And when I see a bin that has space for new items to be put in the inventory, I slap one on there so that when I look around the room, I can tell, okay, I can go grab that bin and start putting new inventory in that, so I don't have to like guess or look at every single one to see which ones have room, because I don't list things per like category. Like I don't put them by size or by type. I just put them in a bin that has space. There's no rhyme or reason to why items go in the bins they go in, aside from that there's space and they are clothing. There's no shoes mixed in amongst these bins or handbags or what else? Anything that's too big to go in a bin goes in the rolling rack or in a garment bag and hangs on the rolling rack. What else? Yeah, so we're going to do that. And I think I'm going to put you back on hyperlapse. And I hope that I've fixed that setting and we won't have the annoying feel like we're underwater. At least that's what it looks like to me. Hopefully I can edit that out or crop it in some sort of way. But anyway, that's the plan. We're going to do that now. So I will check back with you guys after we're done that and we're ready to get to packing. I think, because I'm going to inventory a few things, just a few things, not a ton. And then we will pack the sales. Okay, break. Okay, now we're gonna finally pack up these sales. I have everything ready, I think, but before we do that, let me show you the 3 Ground Advantage supplies I received so far. First, I got this box. This, what does it say on here? Okay, it says 14, a little over 14 inches by 7.5 by a little over 5 inches. And this is what this looked like. I will put on the screen what they call this so you can know if you want to order this shipping box. I haven't used this yet, so we will go ahead and try it out today. Next, this box, 12 by 12 by 8. So I would say this is really comparable to a medium flat rate box, maybe a little bit bigger, so that's nice. And last, these, what are these called? Padded shipping envelope, 14 by 20. And they are not padded with air like these are here. They are padded with I don't know. I know it's not cotton, but it's some sort of fiber on the inside, and they are made of paper pouch, it says on here. They feel nice though. They feel like they will be okay. I'm kind of scared to use these though because they are paper, but maybe they'll be okay for slipping something in that doesn't bulk it up too terribly much. So we'll see how these are. I believe these came in a set of 10, and I think the boxes, they look like way more than 10. Maybe they were a set of 25. Again, I will have put on the screen all of the information for these, but as of, what is today? October 19th, that's all I've received so far, and I started requesting stuff over a month ago, so we'll see. Also, this tape gun, if you want to call it that, I don't know, I guess it is a tape gun, is fantastic. It's so lightweight, and I don't even know where the other one I used to have is at this current second, but this one is so much better. It is lightweight, and it does not require you to, so I broke I broke my other one that cost, I think it cost around $20 because I tightened the part that holds the tape on too much, and now it won't tighten enough. This one doesn't require you to tighten it on there. You literally just pull it down and slide your new tape roll on there and then let it go, and it shoots back up. This is fantastic. It weighs nothing, so it's not heavy in your hand either. Ooh, jeez. I would highly recommend this, and if you are interested in taking a look at it, I will have it linked in my Amazon storefront for you. Okay, first sale we're going to talk about is a Depop sale. This is the vintage 1960s lace mini dress bridal mod wedding vintage coquette cottage core. This sold on Depop for $60 and I will make $51. This was a boosted sale and it did have 13 likes before it sold, but it only took 3 days to sell after listing it. So that's a really great turnaround, especially for a vintage item. And if you recall, in my last thrift haul, I think that's when I showed this dress, right? My last thrift haul. This had no brand. It was a custom made for you buy type of label on it. So it did have a label, but it didn't have an actual like store brand. And this is a Depop sale, so I'm just using a black mailer for it. I'm gonna put the label on. And I will link all of my shipping supplies that I'm using that are available to be linked in my Amazon store if you are interested as well. That's where I get all of my shipping stuff if it's not the free supplies from the post office. Next sale is a Poshmark sale, I do believe. Yes, and this didn't take very long to sell either. A little longer than 3 days though. I think this took almost a month to sell. Maroon and 90s velvet frog button jacket, black mandarin collar, gothic blazer, size large. This sold for $39 and I will make $28. Should I use one of these? Maybe we'll do that. Try out one of these mailers for this. Oh, and since this is a Poshmark sale, I'm going to put my little Poshmark thank you and encourage you to review your purchase and essentially release your funds note on there. And the only reason I'm doing that now, aside from saying thank you, but encouraging people to leave a review on Poshmark, because I know reviews, I don't want to say they don't matter. They absolutely matter, but they don't affect you like they do on eBay. With the new shipping on Poshmark, things take longer, and encouraging people to leave a review. If they leave a review when they get the item, then you're paid out for your item and you don't have to wait the 3 days for Poshmark to just release it to you, because some people don't even realize that's a step they don't have to take, but they can take. And I think it's been helping. Not that I'm getting a ton more 5 stars on Poshmark or something like that, but I do think that people are giving a 5-star rating, or, you know, just essentially accepting the order when it arrives. So that's good. Ooh, this is nice. I kind of feel like I don't even need to put tape on there. I absolutely am going to, though, because with my luck, this would just pop open. And this has a little, so this is the end I just put the item in. It has this little pull tab here. I'm kind of tempted to tape that down, because if you pull on that, it's just going to open it. I think I am going to tape that down, or put the label there or something. Usually I put the shipping label right over the closure of the package, whatever you want to call that, and then I tape over top of that. Kind of like extra seal it down. I don't know. But I am going to tape that little thingamajig. There we go. Oh, and this, I feel like I'm going to tape this end too. This end, like, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of like coming up, and I'm not sure if that just unfolds, if it's going to be open there, or if this is like heat sealed together. I have no idea. So we're going to go ahead and tape that down as well. Okay. There we go. Next is another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of vintage Calvin Klein 5-pocket Western jeans, high-rise, straight leg, new with tags, size 16. They sold for $55 and I will make $44. And again, they are Poshmark sales, so I'm going to go ahead and put one of these little Poshmark labels on there. I really like this Calvin Klein tag. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty cool. Okay. Next sale is another Depop sale. This is a Pendleton 70s black wool disco shirt blouse. Wide collar, size medium. It sold for $34 and I will make $29. I wonder if it will fit in here. No, a little too small for that one. So we're going to do another black mailer. These I find are a really good size. I'm not sure. Did it say? Oh, it does say 12 by 15 and a half. I feel like that fits most things really comfortably, whereas this 10 by 13 is a little bit too small for most things to fit comfortably. I'm trying to find what other mailers. What size is this? Yeah, 9.5 by 12. That's really small too. But this is a great size if you're looking for a good size poly mailer. 12 by 15 and a half. Cute. This is another Poshmark sale. This is a Brooks Brothers 100% wool black pleated midi skirt, size 12, made in USA, dark academia, It sold for 50 and I will make 39. And I guess I'm gonna go with another black mailer. They're literally the ones I use the most by far. And this is again a Poshmark sale, so I'm going to put that little thank you note that encourages you to accept your offer or your order. Another Poshmark sale. This is the Laurite Vintage 90s Silk Vintage Shoe Print Dress in black, size medium. It sold for 13 and I will make 9. And again, it's a Poshmark sale, so it's going to get one of these thank you stickers. And that one fits much more comfortably in the little 10 by 13. These are Rolo mailers. They're okay. And the only reason I say they're okay after having used them for quite some time now is because when you go to close them, the end of them is perforated so you can reuse them. They have two, right? Oh no. I don't know really to understand why it's I guess to open it. But the way you open it, it's perforated right here. And when you go to close it, it tears so easily when you just go to like fold it over. So if you're really extra careful and you do things extremely gently, I don't think you would have a problem with it, but that's not me. And would I buy these again for the price? Absolutely. I think I got a great deal on them. I think I told you when I bought them, they were like, I don't know, I want to say they were $5 for 50 of them or something. It was a really great deal on Amazon. And since then, I haven't checked if they're back in stock because I still have quite a few from my original purchase. But we're definitely going to use them while we have them for sure. Also with these, I always be sure to tape right over the perforated area because I feel like it will come undone in shipping so easily if you don't tape over it, which defeats the whole purpose, but what can you do? Next, what do we have? This is another Poshmark sale. This is the Chelsea Campbell Vintage Pheasant Bird Holiday Hunting Skirt, brown plaid, size 4 petite. It sold for 56 and I will make 44. Next, another Poshmark sale. Keats Cotton Model Sleeveless Bodysuit in brown, size medium. Sold for 15 and I will make 11. And this can definitely fit in one of those. And it needs a label. Also, when I'm inventorying things, I try to fold them and put them in the inventory bag in a way that I can just slide them into a poly mailer, that they will fit in some sort of shipping container and I won't have to take them out and rearrange them or touch the garment again before shipping it out. So that's something I'm also cautious about while I inventory things. Okay, and this is an eBay sale. Mountain Hardwear Seraphim Sweater Jacket, green wool blend, full zip, size women's large. And I know you're like, Megan, that's not green. This is black, but if you turn it just right, it's green. So I guess I should have put black in there as well. Oh my gosh. And it's an eBay sale. So hopefully somebody doesn't get it and like, ma'am, this is black. But I promise you it's green under there too. It kind of gives like Matrix vibes. Look, let me show you close up. See? Green. So, I'm not lying. Oh God. I definitely should have put black in the title, but that's okay. Anyway, this sold for 29 and I will make 22. And I have a little thank you note for eBay as well. So I put that on there. I put this in a flat rate. And I do ship flat rate most of the time on eBay. And then this is an eBay sale, so I'm going to close it with eBay tape. Okay. Oh, I got to show you how I changed a roll of tape because I need more tape. So to take it off, You just pull it down and squeeze, if I can show you. Hello. There we go. Off. And then you grab your new one and you just have to put it on the right way, obviously, so that it aligns with the, let me do this with both hands. So it aligns with the blade. But by far, this is the best tape gun I've ever used. Oh, and of course I put it on the wrong way. Okay, but it's literally that easy. Last sale is right over here. This is the J. Crew Cocoon Coat Italian Stadium Cloth Funnel Neck Wool Blend Camel Brown, size 14. It sold for $100 and I will make $78. And again, this is another Poshmark sale. So that's very exciting. Poshmark seems to be picking up for me a little bit, at least in the last 24 hours. Okay. And I think we will actually use this box, but let me grab some paper. Actually, let me make the box first. Okay. Oh. And with that, we are done packing the sales, I believe. We got everything done on our list. On the agenda today, it is in real time, 3 hours later. I hope this video is nowhere close to that long. Hopefully it's like 35-ish minutes or so, but in real time, it's 3 hours later. Anyway, if you want to let me know in the comments below how you liked this style of video. I know it's slightly different, like I said in the beginning, from what I typically do. But I enjoyed having you guys work with me today. It kept me motivated to have you guys watching me while I worked. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time today. If you took the time to watch this video and you spent your social media currency with me today, I so appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind just hitting like on your way out, that would be awesome. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.